It is a truth universally acknowledged that a successful fantasy anthology must be in want of a sequel. That is how we get Tales from the Vulgar Unicorn, a follow-up to the popular first volume in the shared fantasy setting, Thieves World. Pulling in a couple of popular names to pen some of the tales, editor Robert Asprin brings 7 more short stories set in the grimy fantasy city of Sanctuary. The cover claims that if you liked Thieves World, you'll love Tales from the Vulgar Unicorn. I have to tell you, this is not the case. I'm continuing my informal, asynchronous read-along of the first 3 volumes of the Thieves World series with Randy Ray the Literate Texan and Gareth at Book Songs and Other Magic. I'll have links to their channels in the description so you can hear their thoughts too. You can also take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel of another YouTube creator you enjoy, or the algorithm will abandon them in the lightless tunnels under the city. Unlike the first book in the series, in which every story was at least good, this volume is a significant drop in overall quality. Many of the stories this time around read like the authors got paid by the word. What is worse, the verbose prose often just makes the stories more confusing, and not in a cool David Lynch movie kind of way, but more like the authors really didn't know what they were describing, so they just added more adjectives and called it a day. Most of the stories are overwritten and much longer than the tale requires them to be. This is especially true of Philip Jose Farmer and A.E. Van Vogt. The padding on both their stories is unwarranted, but it is especially egregious with Farmer, whose story takes up more than a quarter of the total page count and has almost nothing to show for it. Running through several of the sections is a sort of fantasy analog of the weapon shops of Isher, which far overstays its welcome. Lynn Abbey and Janet Morris have the strongest stories in here, mostly because they also have some of the most interesting scenes of interpersonal tension. To Guard the Guardians by Asprin is also fairly good, but there is nothing in here that comes close to Murtis, my favorite from the first book. One significant problem this time around is the tone. Fellow booktuber Grammaticus said in a comment that he took issue with how many stories in the series are unremittingly dark, and that criticism holds true for Tales from the Vulgar Unicorn. There are almost no bright spots, little cause for hope, and all of the comedy is unintentional. It's like watching a magician who only knows one trick. The book may work as proto-grimdark, but if you want any sort of variation at all, you'll have to look elsewhere, which sort of undercuts the whole concept of having different authors tell stories in a shared setting. Why bother if so many sound nearly identical? While there are some returning and recurring characters, as with the previous volume, the city of Sanctuary is a character in and of itself. In addition to the ongoing conflicts between the citizens and the governing prince trying to turn the city into a utopian metropolis, this time around, the various gods are more openly active across the city. I'm not sure how substantially different they are from the many wizards we met in the last volume. Functionally, they're almost the same, and the grotesque behavior of the gods only doubles down on the dark, oppressive tone, since wizards can be outwitted or even killed, but not gods. It would be one thing if the gods were unknowable entities like out of cosmic horror, but they are presented as being similar to gods from ancient Middle East or ancient Greece. But what do you, the audience at home, think? Are you familiar with the Thieves World series? Am I too critical with this collection? Should there be more variety among the stories? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my peculiar notions. If you appreciate this channel and want to support it, you know what to do. Until next time, read some good books, live, and be well.